Hi guys, my name is Samantha and I am here to talk to you guys a little bit about the nutrition plans for this challenge group. So this challenge group is actually a combination of two different programs. They are based on the same principles. One is a beginner's version and one is an advanced version. Regardless of which program you are on, it's extremely important, and I can't stress this enough to you, to really understand your nutrition plan and to really know exactly how to fuel your body each day. Before I started the 21-Day Fix, I had no idea how much I needed to fuel my body and with what. I knew clean eating was going to be important and it's going to be essential to my growth and my weight loss journey and my progression, but I didn't really understand how much of each food I needed to eat each day in order to reach my goals. So we're going to start with the 21-Day Fix. This is going to be for those of you that are beginning, or maybe you have more weight to lose than others, or maybe you even have an injury and you need to modify. Regardless, the 21-Day Fix original is amazing and I saw incredible results with it, and I continue to see great results with challengers. So don't feel like, if you're starting with this program, don't feel like you are lesser. It's truly an amazing program. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take everything out of the box and you're going to want to look it over. Did you get your Shakeology? Did you get all your little containers? Did you get your shaker cup? Did you get your DVDs? Did you get these little nutrition guides? Did you get your calendar? It should come, this is the 21-Day Fix Extreme, but everybody should get one of these little start here guides, and it tells you how to take your before pictures. It talks to you a little bit about each of the workouts, and then it's going to tell you what your workout schedule is going to be. So make sure you read through this, guys, so you know what you're getting into as your workouts go, and then take your measurements and record those here. And then you're going to get into your nutrition. So this is the 21-Day Fix Original. The two plans are different. And the reason for that is when Autumn created the 21-Day Fix Extreme, she really wanted to dial that nutrition in. She wanted to see what she could do to take it to the next level in order to see even more results than you did on the original 21-Day Fix. So there's going to be things, there's going to be meals, there's going to be recipes that are approved on the 21-Day Fix. However, some of the food items are not approved on the 21-Day Fix Extreme. So if you are posting a recipe in this group, I really just ask that you specify which program it's approved for so that people know. Maybe they're not familiar with each item on the category list, but that way it'll help everybody understand, or they'll just know that it's not approved for their plan, or maybe it is approved for their plan. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to start reading this book, and you're going to want to figure out how many containers you're going to eat each day. In order to do that, on page 4, there's a little calculation that you do, and you basically take your current weight, you multiply it by 11, and you take that number and you add 400, and then you subtract 750, and that's going to be your caloric target during this program. We do recommend every time you do a round of the 21-Day Fix, you recalculate your containers because you may drop to another category. Jess mentioned if you're breastfeeding to please add 500 calories to your calorie target, and then figure out which category you're in. That way you are getting enough nutrients and vitamins, and you're fueling your body enough to supplement for that extra calorie burn from breastfeeding. So then you're going to want to read through each of these books, or each of these pages, and it talks about what foods are approved. It talks about how to spice up your water. I drink 120 ounces of water a day, which is more than most people will drink. But we recommend that you drink half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 140 pounds, we would like for you to drink at least 70 ounces of water a day. There's several different ways to spice up your water. If you are not somebody who just likes to drink water like I do, you can spice it up. You can put fruit in it. You can put mint in it. You can put flavored ice cubes if you crush up some fruit and put it in your ice cube trays with a little bit of water. You can freeze them, and then you can add those to your water, and then you've got some ice in there with fruit as well. So you want to read through this. There's going to be a page for every single one of these little containers, and that's what I'm going to go over with you. There's also the coffee and tea bar. Coffee and tea are approved on this plan. However, you do need to be careful, and you do need to look on page 15 where it talks about how you are allowed to drink your coffee while you're on this plan. So those chai tea lattes, those are out. Sorry, Starbucks. Drip coffee or Americano is only for you guys. So you're gonna wanna flip through, and then, so once you figure out your caloric target in your category, you're gonna look on page 19 to figure out how many containers you're gonna eat each day. It's gonna tell you, I fall into the 1,200 to 1,499 calorie bracket. So each day, and I'll go through these with you, I'm gonna have 3 of the green containers. So the green containers are your vegetables. Each day I'm gonna have 2 of the purple containers. The purple containers are your fruits. Each day I'm gonna have 4 of the reds, which are your proteins. Shakeology counts as a protein. I'm going to have 2 of the yellows. These are carbohydrates. These are my, this is what I struggle with the most. I love my carbohydrates. I have to plan my day very carefully in order to account for these and not to go over. I'm gonna do my very best to not be cranky because I am doing one of the more advanced versions of this program. The blue container is your healthy fats. So this is gonna be your cheeses, avocado, your nuts are gonna fit into this category. And then you should have 2 of these little orange guys. They are your seeds and your dressings. There's tons of dressing recipes that you guys can use. One of these containers is more than enough dressing. I promise you it's more than enough. So you're gonna calculate, or you're gonna figure out how many of these little containers you are gonna eat each day. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna read through and figure out which foods fall into which categories. You would honestly be surprised, or maybe it's just me, but some foods fall into different categories. So the way the food lists work and the way that they were designed is the foods at the top of the list here, so kale, collard greens, spinach, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, these foods have the most nutritional value. It doesn't mean that the foods at the bottom of the list are not nutritional. It just means that you're gonna get more bang for your buck in these top categories here. So I try to choose my foods from the top of the list, but you know, I don't always, I need to change things up. So I will choose, as long as it's on this list and it fits in this container, it's approved. So you'll wanna read through this. Squash, I love spaghetti squash. It's a great way to trick my mind into thinking that I'm eating a carbohydrate. Squashes are vegetables. So if you like spaghetti squash, this is perfect for you. Then you have the purple container. So the purple container is gonna be your fruit. Your fruit fits in the container, you can eat it. There, like I said, again, it's top to bottom on nutritional value. And there are a few things that I do want to mention real quick before I move forward that you want to look out for. There's several items on here that it says, like asparagus for the greens, it says 10 spears of asparagus. We don't expect you to cut up your asparagus and shove it in these little containers. Just 10 spears of asparagus counts as 1 green container. The same will go for your purple containers and the rest of the containers as well. If there's a number next to it, that equals 1 purple container. So the biggest one that I struggle with as far as my purple containers go is bananas. One, I think it's a medium-sized banana, counts as a whole purple. So I used to put a whole banana in my shake. And as soon as I started doing this program, I realized I eat way too many bananas. Oh, it's a half of a large. I eat way too much fruit. I was eating a whole banana plus strawberries plus a fruit in the afternoon. it's too much sugar, which sugar, if you don't burn it off, you are gonna end up turning it into fat. So you're gonna spike your insulin levels. So you gotta monitor those purple containers. Next up we have reds. So the reds are your proteins. Most people are gonna have more proteins than anything else during their day. And again, it's the same thing, top to bottom. Whatever is at the top of the list is gonna have the most nutritional value. And game is on here. So for those of you who are hunters, there's game on here. And I know that we have a few vegetarian or vegan challengers in this group, so there are options for you as well. There's tofu, and there's the vegan Shakeology formula. There's several options to make sure that you get your proteins in during a day. It's extremely important not to skip these because you need these to build your muscle. All right, yellow containers. Yellow containers are your carbohydrates. These little guys I cherish, but what most people are gonna discover is they eat way too many carbs. And what happens to carbs? They turn to sugar, and if you don't burn the sugar off, it turns to fat, and then we're left with extra fat. So make sure that you are really monitoring your yellow containers and follow, like I said, top to bottom. Sweet potatoes and yams are the first two things on the list for yellows. So it's very important on, especially starting out or anytime really, to really focus on making sure you eat your containers. If you have more containers, if you're on a higher plan, we frequently get people asking us, do I have to eat all of this? Yes, you do have to eat it all. Your body is burning these calories, your body is burning through this fuel, you need it. So make sure you eat all of your containers every single day. It's very, very important. Then we have the blue containers. So these were your healthy fats, avocados, almonds, all your nuts, hummus. This is where you're gonna find most of your dairy. There are two cheeses that you are not going to find on the 21 Day Fix blue container, and that's ricotta cheese and cottage cheese. Those two cheeses count as proteins. So you're gonna wanna make sure if you have either one of those that they count as a protein. The rest of the dairy, for the most part, counts as a blue container. It's not very much dairy. For me, I wasn't a big dairy person to begin with. I only eat cheese for the most part, so this isn't a huge loss on my part. Yogurt. Yogurt also counts as a red. So Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, and regular plain yogurt. Just make sure that you're buying the plain yogurt and you're adding fruit to it, or you're adding cinnamon to it. Make sure you're not buying the yogurts that have lots of sugar in them. It is very specific that on this plan it is plain yogurt. Next up we have the orange containers. So these are gonna be your seeds and your dressings. Pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, flax seeds. For those of you who put flaxseed in your shake, it counts as an orange. That's something that I do, and I never realized it before, that my flaxseed takes up one of my orange containers. And then your dressings will all count as these little orange guys too. Then you have teaspoons. So your oils that you cook with, your olive oil, your coconut oil, your flaxseed oil, and then your nut butters. Those, Sophie, sorry guys. Your nut butters, that's gonna be your peanut butter, your almond butter, your cashew butter. Those are all gonna count as a teaspoon, so it's not very much. Sorry for all the, I know we have a lot of peanut butter fanatics in this group, so we gotta limit that peanut butter. Free foods, there's a lot of free foods. I cherish the free foods on the items list. So the water bar, lemon and lime juice, not lemonade though, so make sure you see that. Vinegar, mustards, herbs, spices, garlic, ginger, all those things. Hot sauce, it's very specific. I am a huge sriracha fan, but this plan is very specific about using Tabasco and Mexican hot sauces only, and I'm not positive on that, but I think that it is because of the sodium content or how they're processed. I'm not sure, but I will look into it and find out for you. Next up, you have the treats, the beloved treats. So 3 times a week. This is very, very specific, and it is only applicable on the original 21-day fix. I want to make sure that this is very clear, because when you go into the countdown to competition and you go into the 21-day fix extreme, these treats are not approved. So 3 times a week, you can substitute one of your yellows for one of these items on the treat list. So unsweetened almond milk, or I don't recommend it. It's 21 days, so I don't recommend it, but you can substitute one of these for 4 ounces of wine. That's very specific because most pours of wine are between 6 and 8 ounces. So if you have a yellow container, most places it's going to cost you both of your carbs in order to have a glass of wine. Rice milk, coconut milk, all of those things are treats. You have to give these up, and you can only have it 3 times a week. So make sure that you keep an eye on those. There's also a couple other items on here: dried fruit medley, chocolate chips. I don't recommend. I think you guys can all do this plan without any of the treats, and I believe in you, and I want you to try and do it, especially if this is your first round. Try to just skip this whole section in general. There are some items on here though, so if you feel like you need a treat during the 21 days, make sure you pull it right out of this book. So then what you do, you read through the book, you look at all the seasonings, you look at the recipes, and then you need to plan. How are you going to plan what you're going to eat that week? So I plan my day. This is pretty much how I plan most days. I have a protein and a carb first thing in the morning. I have a Shakeology with a fruit and a vegetable for a morning snack. I have a vegetable and a protein at lunch. I have a protein or sometimes I'll do a half a protein in the morning for my breakfast and a half a protein in the afternoon. If I have a full protein with my breakfast, I will have just fruit in the afternoon to kind of give me a pick-me-up, get my energy level and my sugar up. And then at night, I will usually have 1 carb, 1 vegetable, and 1 protein. So everybody's going to be a little bit different, but you want to space those meals out 2 to 3 hours max. And you want to make sure, like I said, you get all of those containers in. It's very important that you eat all of your containers no matter which category you are in. So next step is the 21-day fix extreme. So this is the advanced version of the 21-day fix. There's a lot of food items in this group that are not approved, that were approved on the original 21-day fix. So if you are a veteran 21-day fix user, I highly recommend that you take the time to sit down and read through this book. The way that you calculate your containers is different. So that is going to be huge for you too. Maybe you weigh the same as you did last time, but you have an active lifestyle and you have an active job. That can affect how many containers that you eat a day. So please make sure, 21-day fix extreme users, that you go to page 4 and you want to calculate your containers. I happen to fall into the same category as I did last time, so my containers actually don't change, but the items within the categories change. So some of the vegetables have changed, some of the carbohydrates have changed. Autumn has taken out some of the foods that they're okay nutritional wise, but they're more okay for like an occasion or a treat. She doesn't recommend that you have them daily. One of the big things that you'll notice is the carbs. Sorry, my dog's just running around. You'll notice on the yellow container, there used to be waffles and bagels and pancakes. They're gone. They are not approved on the 21-day fix extreme. And that is just simply because most of the bagels and the waffles and the pancakes, you're eating them and they're produced or manufactured or made by somebody else. You're not making them homemade, so they're not going to have the most nutritional value. And even if you are making them from home, they usually just don't have as much nutritional value. The blue container list, that container list has cut in half almost. You'll want to really make sure you look at that. It has changed. And the same with the oranges, the treats that I was just talking about a few minutes ago on the 21-day fix original, they are gone. They are not approved. It's 21 days. And the reason for this, you guys, I know that it might sound tough to give up your almond milk for your Shakeology, but it really is so that you get better results. That's it. It's not meant to torture you or punish you or take away your favorite foods. It's just meant so that you get better results in 21 days. That's it. So you will want to sit down and go through this book just like you did on the original, or if you're new, sit down, like I said, read it front to back. There are actually different recipes in this book and this book. So we're going to share all of our recipes with you guys. The good news is, for those of you on the original 21 Day Fix, these ones are all approved for you, but not vice versa. So just make sure, guys, that you know exactly which plan you're on and that you read through it. And if you see something in the group and you're not sure whether or not it's approved for your nutrition plan, reach out to one of us. We will tell you, yes, it's approved, no, it's not approved, based on which plan you're on. Lastly, because this is getting really long and I feel guilty, the last thing is going to be the countdown to competition. So this plan is what Autumn does herself before she does a fitness competition or a physique comp. So this is much more strict, and again, you're going to want to read through it because it's very, very specific in how you do it. It's basically carb cycling. So 2 days you're going to have a carb depletion. 1 day you're going to increase your carbs. 2 days off. 2 days off to 1 day on. So it is very detailed. It is very specific about what you eat on which days. You're going to want to calculate which category you fit into. And then you will want to see, okay, so I fit into that first category. On the days where I'm on countdown to competition, I'm going to have 3 greens. I'm not going to have any fruit. I'm going to have 6 proteins. That's 2 more proteins than I normally have. I'm going to have 1 carbohydrate. I'm not going to have any blue containers or any orange containers, but I'm actually going to increase my teaspoons by 1. So I'll do 2 days on with that, and then I'll do 1 day off where I'll switch over to the 21 Day Fix Extreme plan, where I go back to my 3 greens, my full purples of 2, I'm gonna have my full reds of 4, I'm gonna have both of my carbohydrates that day, I'm gonna have a yellow or a blue, a healthy fat, and I'm gonna have an orange. So you really have to plan it out. The best way that I can say is Darshana actually posted this amazing Excel document earlier that you can literally copy and paste every food item into your meals for the entire week. Every meal for every day. At the top, you can check them off so that you know if you have every food for that day. And so easy. Keep it simple the first week. This is a plan that I've never done. I've never done the countdown to competition, so this is going to be new for me. It's going to be a little bit harder, but it's harder in my head than it is physically or than it really is. You just have to plan in advance. Don't leave anything to the last minute because this plan is designed to work for a reason. It is very specific, and I promise you, if you plan ahead, you meal prep, you know exactly what you're gonna eat on which day, your life is gonna be 1,000 times easier. So that is my tip for you today. Oh my gosh, this is 24 minutes. I hope that in some way this video was helpful to you and not just me blabbering on for a million hours. So I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you all have a great night, and I cannot wait to get this program started with you guys in just a few days. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.